Disclaimer: the following review of The Loud House contains clips and images from the show itself. This video is not meant to be a substitute for the official release and falls under fair use under United States copyright law. Please support the official release. Alright, I need to make a new vid. Is there any commentary material? No. What about a review? Oh, hey! It's a new cartoon and it's on... Oh. You know what, I guess I'll watch it, just humor it. Just give it a shot. It's an honest-to-God great show on Nickelodeon. The show goes by The Loud House, created by Chris Savino, known for working on what seems like every cartoon that's come out in the last 25 years, with this show being the first full-length show that he's created. And much like Alex Hirsch and Gravity Falls, this is loosely based on Savino's family experiences when he was growing up. So I've pretty much already given away the fact that I like this guy, and if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I'd want to use Luna as an avatar. Well, like always, we'll start with the characters. Okay, I'm gonna try to make this as quick as humanly possible, given that this show has about the same amount of notable characters as your average season of Transformers. So, anyway... At 17, Lori is the loudest loud child who's kind of bossy and a bit of a cynic with a bit of sarcasm, and as an oldest child myself, it feels like I'm looking in a mirror. At 16, Lenny is the second oldest loud child who's portrayed as that dumb blonde that you most likely know who's into fashion and is always at Starbucks probably getting pumpkin spice lattes when they're out. At 15, Luna is the third loudest loud child and my favorite of the sisters. She's a wild, upbeat rocker girl that I'm totally digging and makes plenty of classic rock references and idolizes Mick's swagger, obviously meant to be Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones. At 14, Luann is the fourth oldest loud child, whose shtick is that she loves jokes and makes a ton of puns. In fact, most of her dialogue consists of puns, like a certain Canadian that I know. Lynn, or to be specific, Lynn Jr., and the only girl to be a junior that I've seen since the Parent Trap remake, is the fifth oldest loud child at 13 and is the most athletic of the bunch. Her life basically revolves around sports. At 11 years old, Lincoln Loud is the middle loud child, the only boy in the family, and the main character of the show. He's portrayed as a bit of a dork, like me, and is into comic books, also like me. Not just that, but whoa! Is that a Mazinger figure?! At 8 years old, Lucy is the fifth youngest loud child, who is a full-on goth, and that's really it, to be honest. At 6 years old, Lana is the fourth youngest loud child by 2 minutes. She is a complete tomboy and generally likes stuff that one would find to be masculine, like frogs, or sports, or overalls. It's also nice to see a tomboy character in a Nickelodeon show that isn't a hillbilly instead, because tomboy has never been a synonym for hillbilly. Also at 6 years old, Lola is the third youngest loud child, again by 2 minutes, and whereas Lana was a total tomboy, Lola is the exact opposite and looks like the dream child of all the dumb bimbo moms from Toddlers and Tiaras. And yeah, she generally enjoys mostly feminine stuff. At 4 years old, Lisa is the second youngest loud child and definitely acts much older than she actually is, which is perhaps due to the fact that she's a child prodigy who graduated from college faster than I ever could hope. Plus, she's a mad scientist in the same vein as, say, the likes of Dexter or Jimmy Neutron, though her lab isn't a secret like Jimmy's. And finally, at 15 months old, Lily is the youngest loud child and is the figurative and literal baby of the family. That's literally all there is to her. I mean, what else would you expect from a baby that's not Stewie Griffin? Clyde is Lincoln's best friend, and unlike Lincoln, he's an only child. Some would say, well, isn't that convenient that a main character with lots of siblings has a friend without siblings? To which I'd say, I have a big family, and my best friend growing up did not have any siblings. It's not as uncommon as you think, at least in my experience anyways. Also, Clyde has the unique distinction of having the first gay parents in a show aimed for kids. Mr. Howard McBride and Mr. Harold McBride. And yes, I'd say Clyde's two dads are done well. They act like any other regular parents out there. Besides, there are kids out there that do have gay parents after all. That is a thing. There is also Mr. Lynn Loud Sr. and Mrs. Rita Loud. They exist, and had an episode or two. Oh, and you rarely see their faces except in the Christmas special. So how about those character designs? Apparently the designs were inspired by comics in the same vein as, say, Garfield. I can see that due to all the colors being used as if they were comic panels, and how the characters stand out from the backgrounds. It also goes for the current trend of being round, and it works. Everyone looks pleasant. Even the big heads are a good fit. So, looks are down, because there's really not much to go over that I haven't already said in previous videos. Does that mean the stories are as well put together? As one would expect, there's no overarching storyline to speak of, and I'd never expect one from a show like this. Let me reiterate that there's nothing wrong with a show not having an overarching storyline as long as the individual stories of the episodes are, well, good. So what kind of stories do we have here? Well, as stated earlier, the show focuses around Lincoln and his daily life. Any lessons learned in an episode centers around Lincoln learning important family lessons with his sisters. For instance, in the episode The Greenhouse, Lincoln needs the Loud family to be more energy efficient for an important assignment for school. After appealing to their emotions, Lincoln thinks he's got this in the bag until the sisters get pissed off that they're doing this huge favor for Lincoln and he's not carrying his own weight. That's a good lesson to teach any kid. It shows that a group effort requires everyone in the group to contribute. You're not going to want to be in a group with some asshole that doesn't want to do shit. In the end, the girls end up doing their apparently energy-wasting ways, all powered by Lincoln. I do dig how the show's morals are centered around family. Don't get much of that these days. Although, if I'm honest, I'd like to see episodes where one of the sisters learns whatever lesson it may be, just to see someone else besides Lincoln learning a thing or two. That said, there are episodes where only Lincoln would fit. Best example would be One of the Boys, and it features official gender swap characters like those few episodes of Adventure Time. Essentially, Lincoln wishes he had 10 brothers instead of 10 sisters. Lisa, being the genius she is, knew this and invented a portal where Lincoln's dream is a reality. Not to give much else away, but Lincoln ultimately realizes that his life with 10 sisters instead of brothers is better, except when it comes to Lynn, who acts the same no matter what gender she is. This show does feature twists in them. I'm not going to spoil any. Hell, in the episode I just mentioned, I did not spoil the twist. Although I'm not a fan of how the twist in One of the Boys is similar to another twist that, oh gee, also had one of Lisa's inventions involved. That said, it doesn't detract from the other episodes. So, final thoughts? I've found The Loud House to be a pretty solid show overall, despite the few negatives I've found throughout scripting this video and analyzing all the episodes that have been released as of the time of this recording. I'm truly glad that Nick sees and knows the good that comes from this show. Although with that being said, it still makes me question Nick's business decisions, because what if this show didn't become the instant smash that it is? Not to go on a tirade or sound like a broken record or anything, but Nick should remember that not even SpongeBob was the smash that it became when it first came out back in 1999. Anyways, take care, have a happy new year, and I will catch you all later. Peace! Live or die like Sailor Scene, put my fist in the air.